Jai Hind, my dear friends. Today, this is NISHA and I'm back with my new video, that is the things which you should do before CDS2 2023. So, first of all, how's you all? I hope you all are doing well. So, let's begin. First of all, I'll be talking about the main thing because of which the success comes to a person. As being a defense aspirant, I know it's a big hurdle to cross examination, then interview, then medicals, and the last merit list. So, after getting into it, I realized that there was a kind of a success formula which suits to every competitive exam. Okay, so this success formula is basically limited content plus methodical approach is equals to exam cracked. Here, what I wanted to convey to you all, in this digital era, we have multiple sources with multiple content. Okay, so we cannot decide, as we being an aspirant, we didn't know at the first that what kind of a content is useful for the examination and how much we can digest. Okay, so this is the thing which is very much into trend, that people wanted to download infinite PDFs in their cell phones, but when the exams comes, they're unable to read even one of it. So here I would say that be limited, be stick to your limited content. Never, never, never doubt yourself. Whatever you have read, whatever you have gone through, whatever the things you have collected or the sources you have gone through for your preparation, I say maximum revision would make the difference. The content will also make a difference, but what's more important is revision. Next is methodical approach. you know there's two type of person. One who's getting who is getting just 3 to 4 5 marks less than the cutoff, and then there is next person who is getting more marks than the cutoff. What's the reason behind that? The main reason behind that is the strategy they both follow, and the myth which the students or the aspirants create in their mind, that the one who studies more is more intelligent and will be able to clear the exam more easily. But my dear friends, I wanted to convey you that maximum 4 to 5 hours study is enough to clear any examination, even the UPSC IAS examination. I believe that what you read and what you revise, that should be productive. You need not to read for the whole day, but whenever you are reading or you are studying, you should be 100% focused on the subject. So, this is what I wanted to convey, and this is what I felt during my preparation, that the limited content plus methodical approach, you will definitely clear any examination, whichever you are targeting. Then, next, what are the requirements of any examination? First of all, what we all do as an aspirant, we want other person to plan for ourselves. Even though we all have different lifestyles, so we all have different timetables. Because if I make any kind of a timetable for you, it might not be suitable to your environment. So, first of all, what you can do is just sit and plan. What you have to plan is just make an realistic plan. Okay, never make plan according to the time, always make plan according to your task. Okay, so first of all, just make a checklist whatever you have to do to the next day. Okay, so you can put up the main things like waking up, having workout, having breakfast, then study, 2 hours, 3 hours. And here you can make a checklist. Okay, the next day, whenever you wake up, you can easily follow that checklist. Okay, you have predefined task to complete in that whole day. Okay, so then I believe that you should be planning your things like this, so that you can use your whole day effectively without wasting any kind of a time. And also, the most important thing is your leisure time. Never miss leisure time from your timetable, because what we think is we'll study 24 hours. We'll make a timetable that is an ideal timetable for ourselves, which we even not able to follow for the next 2 to 3 days. Okay, so what I believe is just make a realistic timetable for yourself, or what I wanted to convey is not a timetable but a task table. Okay, so next we'll come up to the execution. Okay, my dear friends, this is very important part, because there are many kind of students over here, and maximum number of students do plan things, but they fail to execute them. Okay, so this is very important to execute what you have planned day before. Okay, because if you just only plan and do nothing, then it would be of no use. Okay, so what you have to do is just execute the task, fill the checklist, and believe me, you'll feel satisfied at the end of the day when you'll completed all your tasks. And even you hadn't count whatever you have completed in the study, you can even make a checklist of the topics you complete in a one day. Next, talking about the last but the most important above all, that is the repetition of your subject. Because there are many people who have very sharp memory, they revise for once and they easily produce in the examination. But every person is of their own kind. So I believe that one should read and revise. Read and revise, so as to gain or produce maximum results in the examination. So this is what are the prerequisites required while studying. Next, the four main points that you should keep in mind while studying, because this will boost up your study. Okay, this is a kind of a funda you can use to make your studies more effective. That is, first, always take 2 to 3 subjects at a time. It is your convenience, whatever you would like to. So what I suggest is take 2 subjects at a time. It's more productive to study 2 subjects in an interval of 5 minutes and 2 hour study duration. Next, while revising, read it aloud. Yes, this is one of the favorite thing I used to do, because I'm a kind of a person who used to explain myself. Okay, so this is what you can do to revise. You can read it aloud and you can make yourself understand the things which you could not clear, which you wanted to learn or revise or memorize. Okay, next, study for maximum 1 to 2 hours with minimum 5 minutes of interval. Okay, just keep in mind that what you have to study, that should be kept in your mind. Okay, if you'll study like a donkey, it would be of no use. Okay, so what I feel is just sit for 2 hours for the 1 hour each, divide your subjects and start reading. Have a 5 minute break when you change your subject, and then have a walk after 1 hour. Have a 5 minutes walk, then again sit down and again start your preparation. Next, use your leisure time effectively. This is very important, which we all skip. As an aspirant, we are always being under pressure to study, but even we fail to do so. What I believe is that while studying effectively, you need good leisure hours. Okay, your mind will boost up when you will get when you'll get entangled with the leisure activities, you'll feel more enthusiastic while studying. Okay, believe me, my friends, that our mind uses the 80% of food we consume. So this is, like a thing that we have to work on our mind. If we wanted to improve in our studies or in the creativity, we have to brush up our mind, and that we can do with the proper balance of study and leisure. Next, here I wanted to share my planning while I was preparing for the CDS examination. So this is what I used to do. First, in morning, I used to wake up, have some workout. Then I have my first reading slot, in which mainly I used to read the polity or the geography notes. Then next I used to take bath, have breakfast. Then I have my second reading slot, in which I used to give English mock test or just a grammar portion. Then next, in noon I have my lunch, and then I take a 1 hour nap, or sometimes as I like playing chess, I used to do that. Then next, in my third reading slot, I used to practice maths or reasoning, and sometimes science. Maths and reasoning for my FCAT examination, and science for my CDS examination. Next, in my leisure hours, what my favorite activity is to go for a cycling and have fun with my friends. I used to roam with my best friend who resides near me, so we can share some kind of a chit chat for some time. Then I came back to my home. I have my dinner. I take a small walk, and then I have my fourth reading slot, in which I used to revise the whole day, whatever I did. Next, I had a good night's sleep. This is what I believe that you should do for your preparation, and this kind of a planning you can do because it is a kind of a realistic planning. Okay, you can perform all these tasks. This is not a very rocket science, so I believe you should do all these in a systematic manner. You can make your task like this and arrange them like this. Always keep in mind that when you make timetable, you always miss things, and when you miss the things, you'll feel like giving up. Okay, so what I believe is just focus on your completion of task rather the completion of time. Next, in the last, I would like to share my book list for CDS 2 2023. And here I would like to say that for each subject, you can use different books. And here I also wanted to add that the notes I can provide you for your better performance. If you wanted to download the PDF, you can visit my Telegram channel. I'll share the link in the description below. Okay, so first book, that is for the English mainly. And here I want to say that I haven't read any kind of book for English because I am like a person who doesn't like reading English. Basically I like reading novels, but I don't like reading the study portion. Okay, so I just gave different mock tests for the English, and whichever subject it would be for the SSC and for CDS, for AFCAT, the English is same for all the examinations. Okay, so you can prepare from anywhere. The next is the science. Here I was always committed to these two books, as there are many friends of mine who suggested me that we can take a video lecture or anything else, but I would say that is a kind of an optional thing for a person depending on him, because here I'm from science background, so I'm very much capable to deal with science easily. Okay, so I just gave a read to the science portion for once. I make short notes from the NCRTs only, and I'm able to score 27 to 28 questions in the CDS examination. So this is what I used to do because I'm good at science and I'm good with dealing it. So I recommend who all are science students, they should go for this plan. But If you are from non-science background, you can skip this, or you can read the NCRTs plus any kind of video lecture from any tutor on the YouTube. Next, talking about the geography. Geography is a kind of a vast subject and a lengthy one, but it also gives you maximum marks in the serious examination. Okay, whatever effort you put into geography, I feel that it gives you back, because the questions are kind of easy to moderate, and you can easily attempt them if you have read them once even. Okay, so for geography, I preferred 9th, 10th, 11th NCRT plus the notes I made on myself. Next, the polity. Polity is kind of a favorite subject for me, because when I started my preparation for the CDS examination, this was the first subject I chose to read, and I'm very much curious to read it more and more. So this is what I preferred. I revised it from the Lakshmikant, and I made proper notes for it. And if you wanted to or wanted to have these notes, I can share it on my Telegram channel. Next is the history. History is a kind of a vast subject. So what I always prefer to say to my students or to my people, that we should be limited to in history, because we cannot read everything, okay, but the questions would be from outside. So what I used to do is just my notes and the 11th 12th NCRT. Next, talking about the current affairs, I can say that for current affairs, you can follow my channel and or whichever channel you would like to. But for the current affairs, you should be very up to date. And what I wanted to say you that is, never waste your time on current affairs. Just before the examination, just before 2 months of the examination, start making notes of the current affairs, and in the end, just read them. Make one-liner notes and just read them. Even I can also provide you the notes. You can visit my Telegram channel. Next, that is optional for the IMA students, AFA or the INS students. For OTA, the maths is not required. But for others, I can suggest you, for maths, you can take SSC Maths Pinnacle TCS book, because it is a kind of a very good book from the SSC. And you can solve it, or you can take any other book for the maths, because for maths you can follow various sources, because there what means a lot is the practice. The more you practice, the more you will be good in maths. Okay, so this is what I followed during my preparation, and what I'm suggesting you is that just stick to the one thing, just not skip from here to there, because it's a high time. You have almost 80 days to appear for the examination. So I just wanted to convey that this is the time that you have to start your preparation for the CDS examination, because CDS is not a 2-day exam or a 15 days exam. It needs efforts. The people who are claiming that they can make you clear the examination in 1 month or the 15 days, they are kind of an hypothetical persons, because I don't believe that. Even I prepared for it, and I believe that even almost 3 to 4 months are required, at least required, to prepare for the CDS examination. Okay, so you can follow all these things whichever I mentioned in this video. And thank you for tonight. Thank you everyone. Don't miss to subscribe, like my channel.